Coded message from a Goldglove. Dated the 3rd of Celebration, 1,982 years after the fracturing of the firmament. Recovered on the 19th of Light, 2 years later. Dear Bowden, I'm sorry this message took so long to send out. I've been having some trouble with our celebration's dinner preparations. You know as well as I do how even a single slice of bad ham can ruin an entire meal. Perhaps I'm being overly cautious in my approach, and for that I apologize. A party like this is a once-in-a-lifetime occasion, and we owe it to our guests to pull it off right. Sadly, I must report that there were a few nosy acquaintances of mine who seemed to suspect something of our festivities. What boring people are they, to catch a whiff of a surprise and to continue sniffing until their nose runs red with blood? And bleed they did. I was able to lead them astray and eventually sit down with each and every one of them to talk things through. These weren't always the nicest conversations, mind you, but let's just say we won't have to worry about them ruining the party anymore. As for your part, do you still have the instructions that Ellen gave you? I have an addendum to what she wrote. Be sure to follow them with care. As with all things, proper timing is of utmost importance. Do you remember the street where Ellen's parents live? The one that she and I took you down to last month? I trust that you can remember the house, at the very least. If you look underneath the porch there, you should be able to find the wrapped present for our guest of honor. After retrieving this package, head on over to the docks 2 streets to the west. Webster will be there with his boat, waiting for you. If you two depart around 9:30, you should have plenty of time to make it before the opening ceremony. Once Webster docks the boat, head towards Old Sparky's house up north. Be careful and watch for followers. There may be people trying to sneak their way into our night of merriment, but they will not be permitted to do so without an invitation. There will be guards posted at the road leading up to Old Sparky's place. Make sure your attire is proper, Bowden. As you know, first impressions are defined by appearance. Show them your invitation, and they should let you inside without difficulty. The present should be left in the back room we discussed. If you struggle to find its location, I'm sure one of the servants there in attendance will be able to show you the way. After this present is dropped off, go back outside and meet back with Ellen. Her duties should be fulfilled by this point, and she'll need your help getting back home. If you leave by 10:15, you should be able to get her home without missing too much of the night's splendor. As always, write back to me or stop in for a visit if you have any questions. I know you're anxious about the celebration, but as long as your head remains clear and everyone plays their part, it will most certainly go off without a hitch. It will be a night that the city will talk about for years to come. From your friend, Maverick Buchanan. Hello everyone, my name is Rasen, and welcome back to Daggers and Moonlight, an actual play podcast where we play Blades in the Dark, a very, very wonderful tabletop role-playing game. I am your game master, and I am joined by...
Dysi, playing Lynthia Moret after a short little sabbatical away.
I'm Claire. I'm playing Eliza Battle.
I'm Fang. I'm playing Amir. Henrik.
Yeah, and I'm Julien, and I'm playing Chase.
Chase, I don't know why, but you seem smaller than everyone else. Hold on.
Am I smaller than everyone else?
This
How
is
do I become bigger?
I need to make you a big boy. Hold on, stop rotating. I need to make you large. There we go.
I'm large.
But now because your head is such a close up, now you look bigger than everyone else.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I should be.
Okay. Whatever helps you sleep at night. Anyways.
Whatever that means.
Last time, we went on a little adventure where we investigated the murder of Cecilia Tilcott and what was causing her to haunt the cemetery. And we learned a lot about the underworld of Knoxbury. Got a little bit of information about Cecilia's friend and seemed to be possible killer Liz Galloway. It turned out she wasn't necessarily responsible, but she was kind of at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Cecilia was murdered by a group called the Goldgloves in a magic potion illicit sale gone horribly wrong. And, she was not happy about that when she turned into a ghost after her body was dumped into the canals of the city. But you have managed to track down the group that Cecilia belonged to, along with Liz, Grandma Agnes's Book Club, and ended up striking a odd sort of partnership with them. And Amir did a supernatural pact with the leader, Grandma Agnes herself, and agreed to talk to the Goldgloves on their behalf and see if they can iron everything out. So we're going to see what happens with that, but before we do that, we're all conveniently in a line here. So I am going to do what I did last time and just roll to see who we're going to start with. 4. Alright, Eliza.
Me?
You are in your office. What do we want to do for in your office? Do we want to do this, or do we want to go to that library background? Let's go to the library background. I know this is technically Bookworm Morton's place, but, you know, it fits the vibe. We're inside somewhere. We've seen the
somewhere that looks like a horrible place to be constantly.
Yeah. When suddenly you hear a knock at your office door. What are you doing, actually, late at night in your office, cooped up?
I don't know, probably researching curses, maybe grading papers, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, got a summer class going. So,
yeah.
You hear a knock on the door.
I pretend I'm not there.
You hear a nasally voice going, "Hello? Hello? Miss Battle?"
What do you want?
I want some guidance, and I got a request.
Come in?
Alright, you see, none other than
Fuck off.
Kaz II, your least favorite student in the entire student body right now. I feel like this position probably changes once a year.
No, it's always Cass.
Oh my god, he's so ugly.
Yeah, he's from Yick, so that explains a lot. But, hey, so I'm graduating soon, and, and, I was thinking of applying to work with the Wandersong family as like an apprentice or something, and I know you're friends with one of them. Could you write me a letter of recommendation?
You know what, I'll talk to Valencia myself. I won't even write a letter. I'll talk to her.
Okay. Hey, what you working on? And then he starts to get really close to your desk.
I'm looking at stuff that other students aren't allowed to see for confidentiality reasons.
Oh, okay. You know, you're a really fun professor. I love having your classes, even though you kind of scare me sometimes.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Was there anything else you actually needed?
No, I just hope that I can get a job after I graduate.
Oh my god.
Hey, do you need any help around your place? I know you probably get up to a lot of
No.
miracles.
Nope.
Okay. Hey, you know that Cecilia girl that graduated? I heard that her ghost has been haunting the cemetery. You hear about that?
Yeah, you know, I'm really busy right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have a good time. Remember that one time that, I needed help on that group project and you were really busy, and, I didn't end up getting help and I failed? I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm gonna leave now. And then he walks out.
I hate him so much.
My god.
He slams the door really loud, shaking everything in the room. Not like angrily. Not like angrily. He just isn't very aware.
I take out my auxiliary doll I have of him in my desk, specifically for occasions like this, and start stabbing it with a little needle.
You hear,
Is there a difference between an auxiliary doll and a regular doll?
Well, this is like a smaller, less effective doll compared to the one I have at home that is currently being crucified.
So when your car doesn't have an infotainment system with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you use the auxiliary doll to jack
Don't hand it to the broke bitch, because then you're gonna hear the Spotify ads.
Yeah. What is this for down here, by the way? I was just curious.
I didn't put that there.
have no clue.
Did I put that there because I rolled?
You probably dragged the roll onto the screen. That could have been it.
Really? I didn't know that was a thing. Wow, okay. Huh.
It's weird, yeah.
Oh yeah, and you can roll in everything. Damn. Well, let's not do this ever again. um,
No, it's very useful.
oh god, please stop. We can't keep doing this. Okay. So yeah, Eliza, is there anything else you want to do? It's you know, late at night. You're around the university.
Well, these are my ideal working hours because normally no one else is here. So I suppose I'll try to finish some of my actual business that I have here.
Yeah. Is this a good time, do you think, to cut to someone else?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the list and see who else we got to offer here. Damn, just keep rolling max all the time. Okay, Amir.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
are walking home one day. Hold on, I'm gonna make this a surprise for you, but everyone at home will be able to see this. You are walking home one day. Same back alley as last time. It won't always be when we use this, but you know.
My favorite alley. Just love it.
The
So,
one I saw a man getting his blood sucked out in.
you know,
Good memories. Good memories.
it happens.
You know.
And you know, it's about the same time of night, and you're actually just around the corner of where you saw that fiendish creature devouring a victim. And you've even heard like a few blocks away from where your apartment is in Upper Ashwick, actually, there was another attack a few days after the incident at Grandma Agnes's. Like, this thing still seems to be around and hurting people, and the Bloodhounds are none the wiser on being able to catch up to it and figuring out what it even is. So, you're turning around a corner when you suddenly hear a scream, or, well, you're about to turn a corner into an alleyway when you suddenly hear a woman screaming.
Oh. Where is it coming from?
Like, let's say you're moving, like, east, and you're about to, there's, like, a bend that goes to, like, another alley to the north, and to the north you hear it, so, like, you're right around the corner.
Well, it's none of my business. Just gonna walk the other way again,
Okay.
as I usually do.
You suddenly hear, my purse, and the sound of many footsteps coming in your general direction as you continue walking south.
Okay. I look where the steps are coming from.
Alright, around the corner, you see... Hold on, I need to move some tokens. Oops, wrong layer. 3 thieves, knives in hand,
Oh god.
trying to
Wait,
run past
Tim.
you.
I step out of the way. I'm not taking 3 dudes on if I wanted to take them on anyways.
Alright, so, you're at the end of the alleyway, or like, you're kind of around where the thing is, and then suddenly, a woman rushes up to you, and, well, here. A woman rushes up to you, and goes, "Sir, please help. They robbed me.
Robbed you of what?
My purse. They took everything."
Yeah? Everything being your purse?
Yes.
Anything else?
No, but all my money's there. I don't
How
have any
much
at
we
home.
talking?
200 gold pieces.
You can make that back. I walk away.
Sounds like she needs an auxiliary purse.
as you're about to turn the corner, you hear a sudden noise from the end of the alley, and a giant. Hold on. Let's see. Is there a good? Let's see if there's a good token for this on Roll20. Maybe not, actually? This is a very specific,
Oh boy.
this is a very specific, token I'm looking for here. Oh, you know what? This works.
Here's a joke I want to make, but I can't do it because it's going on YouTube.
A giant cloud of some
What?
strange gas envelops the thieves and they begin to cough. And through the haze you see a figure. A figure that everyone in the city of Knoxbury knows.
Yes!
They're here?
It's Gas Lad.
Yes!
Hell yeah.
with his
Slash!
with his trusty gas dispenser of justice.
What kind of gas?
The world may never know.
Mustard gas.
What does it smell like?
I couldn't tell you. I've never been hit by. I've never broken a cry, which is why I've never smelt the fumes of Gas Lad.
All right, then I guess that means Amir. What does it smell like?
Oh,
I guess it's up to you to decide then.
Don't say almonds. That's really bad.
Oh no. Oh no.
No,
Can I roll a?
Yeah, I was about to say. I don't know if you want to get close to this gas.
Yeah.
Like close enough that you could still smell it. Like,
No, he's pretty far down the way. It might waft over in his general direction, but you then hear through the gas mask. You hear Gas Lad say, "All right, get him, boss!" And suddenly from the rooftops. Oh damn, I realized I just fucked up the transparency real bad on the right side of this token. Oh well, that's okay.
That's his staff that he fights with, actually.
Yeah, wielding a bow staff. Flies down Mothman, kicking one of them in the face as the gas clears. And Mothman easily dispatches all three of the thieves.
See, there you go. Things work out.
Yeah.
No need for my help.
And then she runs away from you, realizing that you're worthless, and she goes, "Oh my god, Mothman and Gas Lad." And he goes, any criminal trying to harm the citizens of Knoxbury, they just need to be put down. Don't worry, we'll handle the rest of this here. We'll get in touch with the police. You just go home and take care of your family. Buy something nice for yourself. She's like, "Oh, thank you."
Cool. None of my business.
He's watching like, wow!
Wow.
And you,
Yeah, I should get some of that gas.
do you walk back home, or are you gonna... It sounds like you want none of this.
Yeah, it's a late night, you know. I already did my weed, so like.
Yeah. Alright. Well, we finally seated those characters. I've been waiting for an opportune time.
Oh my god, I've been. Holy shit!
They're real.
They're real. Yes.
Everyone's favorite government psyop.
Yeah, did we explain that in session yet, or did we explain that out of session? Either way, actually, I think we did, because our party had bought their boat. Mothman and Gas Lad used to have a boat that the party bought, and we have like a +1 relationship with them. But the whole thing behind Mothman and Gas Lad, for those in the know, is that they are a quote-unquote vigilante crime-fighting duo, but they're actually just sponsored by the government and like kind of there because the police don't have the greatest reputation amongst the citizenry. So they are in fact a government psyop. I don't know why I said it like syrup. Psyop. But,
Or psy.
alright. Lynthia, we're moving to you next.
Alright.
We're gonna go I don't have actually, I do have a good token for a bar now, because I added this for a different bar that might show up later in this session, so. Let me... So, you're at, your bar, which I forget the name of.
It's Peter Pancho 3.
Yes, not the third, 3.
The other 2...
Did they burn down?
Yeah.
Third time's the charm. In fact, I feel like that's a real like that's like an Eat Pray Love type sign on the on like one of the walls. It just says third time's the charm and has like a picture of like the two burned ruins of the other ones.
It's the owner standing in front of the ones as they're burning.
He's crying in those pictures. He doesn't know who took them.
So, anyways, a random lad is serving you your alcohol. We didn't have a token for your vice purveyor yet, so I'm just gonna have a random guy. Cause what was the name of your vice purveyor again?
Jack Goff.
Oh yeah, Jack Goff. Yeah. We don't have a token for good old Jack yet, so I'm just gonna say that this lad is serving you at the bar.
All right.
Holy shit! It's John Wilkes Booth.
This very nervous looking man with a gun in his pocket. No, is serving you next to the Donkey Kong barrels. Sees a barrel, immediately thinks of Donkey Kong. I know I'm normal.
Barrels, from Donkey Kong.
Yeah, everyone knows. When suddenly, I think people tend to keep distance around you at the bar. They know you're a hunter. They know you're, they want to respect your space. Suddenly, this one woman sits right next to you and orders a drink.
Alright, I'm gonna continue to sip my drink, but my eyes tend to wander over to look at her. Never to the point, oh yeah, right. Never to the point where we're making eye contact. Like, every time she looks at me, I immediately look away.
So, you look like the hunting type.
Yeah? What's it to you?
Know anything about cemeteries?
My grip tightens a little bit on the glass.
I'm taking that as a yes.
Yeah?
Alright, I'm gonna cut the bullshit. Hold on, I need to check their name real quick. What was their name? Dunkachino. Okay, there we go. I had it right in my head. It slipped me for a bit.
It's Dunkachino?
Dunkachino. Yeah, it's Dunkachino. No.
It's not Lynthia anymore.
My name's Twyla Burton. I'm an investigator with the Royal Investigation League. And, we had a request put in by a, Alex Cropper about the, death of, a forest cropper who was a groundskeeper at a cemetery nearby.
Yeah?
And, well, I talked to a guy named Travis who saw you going over that general direction. I kind of narrowed it down to a few different people, and I just wanted to know if you were there.
Yes, I was there.
Mm-hmm. And did
Can
you...
I ask for the reason as to this investigation?
Well, his son seems to think that it was a murder, with the full moon hunt being used as an excuse to take him out and for someone else to go in and try to buy out the cemetery.
I see.
But according to official records, it seemed like he had all the signs of the plague and was burned, as, proper disposal works. But son is thinking that the document was forged. Not sure if it's just grief leading to delusion or what the deal is, but I'm trying to piece together the puzzle here, and I feel like you can help me out here.
Indeed, I could. You're talking about the groundskeeper of the Brown Hill Cemetery. Am I correct?
Yep.
All right. If you have any questions, I'm willing to answer whatever you need.
What? Did you meet him? You met him.
I did.
Was he?
Yes.
Was he a beast? Were you the hunter that took him out?
Yes.
What, was he actually a beast?
Yes.
Well, all the paperwork verifies that, and yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna need to tell the kid to deal with it. But you know, we just like to be thorough at the League.
Grief does terrible things to people.
Yeah. And then she takes out some gold coins and pays for another beverage for you. And she goes, one more thing.
Yes.
You go down to the sewers at all?
No.
Do you know anyone who does? During the hunts?
No.
Okay. Just word on the street
Why?
is in the a lot of people are noticing that Knoxbury City Watch are seem to be posted more aggressively at different sewer entrances. Wow, I can't speak. Knoxbury City Watch guards seem to be posted more aggressively at the sewer entrances as of late, and just trying to figure out what's going on there. Wasn't sure if there was a beast problem going on there or what, but seems like something waiting to happen. So wanted to know if there was any talk of that going on amongst the hunting groups.
I can't say I've heard of any.
Well, now you have. Thanks for the help. And then she leaves.
Yeah. It's just like, as is characteristic of like a close brush in with the law, I kind of like shakily lift my glass up. I didn't even do anything wrong. I'm just still like nervous. Like, woof.
Yeah, you feel like the aura this woman gives off is very like, oh, she's fucking good at her job. So
Boss.
yeah, peak girl boss energy.
Holy shit. I just had a girl boss duel.
Yeah. There you go. But yeah, now you know that there's some talk going around of
Interesting.
some weird stuff going on with the sewer entrances. Anyways, John Wilkes Booth walks over and was like, "Wow, that was amazing."
What?
That like duel of like investigation you two just had right now.
Something you pick up in law school.
You're a lawyer?
I
I don't want to.
I was.
I don't want to talk about it, and then he just walks away.
Oh fuck.
I think this is a good time to cut to our buddy Chase.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
What? Oh yeah. Yeah, we're at Chase's house. Built. Oh yeah, you weren't here for this, huh?
Yeah, you missed out on this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this happened. I'm trying to remember the name we gave your mother, and I'm losing where I had the token. What did we call your mom again? Almira.
Almira, I think
Almira,
it was. Yeah.
yes. Anyway, she's inside resting up. You're
I finished training the dog, correct?
Yes, Microwave is now outside.
Yes.
And
Okay.
well, I like how that I said that because that's where my brain was, but I said Microwave is now outside as in that's what happens to dogs after you train them. They just go out, they're allowed outside. No. But Microwave is outside, and you notice him. There's like a little tree in the backyard, and you notice him. What?
I was gonna say, is everything okay, boy? And I go up to him.
He's scratching at some dirt.
I'll kind of push the dirt away with my hands.
You notice that the earth is different there underneath that tree. It feels like something underneath that tree was buried, or there was some sort of weird landscaping project that happened at some point. But it don't feel.
I'll go grab a shovel.
Okay. Are you gonna start getting to digging?
Yeah, I'll just dig.
At first, at first one could reasonably believe, oh, maybe there's something buried underneath the tree. But what you start to realize is you seem to be unearthing a lot of dirt that feels like it came from somewhere else. Like a suspicious large amount of dirt. This might be
I mean, yeah, it is the ground. There's going to be a lot of dirt there.
Yes, but a lot of loose dirt and dirt that doesn't seem to the makeup of it.
If it's loose, it was recently messed with.
Not so much recently, but geologically, I guess it does not mesh with the rest of your. I almost said yawn, with your yard.
I'll take some dirt and I guess I'll put it in a bottle to see if maybe you could figure out where it's from later.
Yeah.
But I'll put some in a bottle and I'll keep digging until I find something, I guess.
Okay. I'm gonna say you dig for a while and it becomes very apparent that this is gonna require a full team operation, of landscapers or big digging men. To be able to figure out what's happening underneath this tree.
All right, then I guess I won't worry about it for now.
The dog comes out with hold on. Does this token still exist in? Oh no, maybe it doesn't. Oh no, did they get rid of it? Okay, no, there we go. The dog comes back to you from the garage with a tray of gummy bears for you to enjoy as you work hard.
Where'd they come from?
Who can say? Maybe your mother bought them. Maybe the dog bought them. Maybe you trade Microwave better than you thought.
I'll take them and I'll put them in my pocket.
Okay. Microwave barks and seems happy.
Bears? Are they in a package or are they just loose?
They're on a tray.
Yeah, they were on a tray.
Yeah, I'll just put them in my pocket. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
When he's off camera, he stands up and has opposable thumbs.
Nothing. Is Microwave just Brian from Family Guy?
Oh no!
Look out!
Oh
He's
no! I don't like
next
that.
target.
Microwave?
He's Lynthia's next target, and she has to fucking investigate it, but it's just the dog.
No! Oh no! Microwave, look out!
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's about that. We're gonna cut back to Amir. Because Amir, you are the closest thing we have a plot hook for this session, because you swore on a ghost pact, that you would that you would help out Grandma Agnes and her book club with the Goldglove situation. You also need to keep in mind that you partially sold them on this idea because you do have your friend Ed Prophet, the cartographer, who just has Kasorian ties throughout the area, and the Goldgloves are again a group of Kasorian freedom fighters, terrorists, who can say really, who have about 7 years ago bombed a major part of the city and caused all sorts of mayhem, as discussed last time in our epic Volt Fence versus Taser debate. So yeah, what's your first step here? Are you gonna call Ed? Or are you gonna try recruiting some of your friends to get in here? What are your first steps to making good on this promise?
All right. First I'll talk to Ed and see how we can get insider information.
All right.
On how to approach this.
I have obtained Ed.
Hmm.
I gave Ed an actual token this time.
Nice. Ed. I need your
Hey.
help.
Yeah. You need a map?
Yeah, a map to Goldgloves.
We're in your apartment. Why are you whispering like that?
You never know. You
Did-
never know if you're listening in.
Amir, do you
Eyes
have,
everywhere.
Amir, do you have a partner I don't know about?
Perhaps.
Oh damn. I need to meet them sometime. We need to go out. We need to go out to Takeuchi's. Good food. Good cheese.
Right. No. Anyways. Where am I going with this? We gotta deal with the Goldgloves. Need
Like
your help.
deal with like murder them?
You know. No. You know, little bookstore over in the north. You know.
I don't go by that.
Grandma.
I don't go by the woods. There's ghosts up there.
All right. Long story short, we need to turn around the favor of the gloves so that they get off of a little grandma and her helpers, I guess. And I need to talk with them. So
Oh, well, yeah, I can help you talk to them. You know, they were good friends with my cousin Jack.
right. Exactly. You understand.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, how are we doing this? Do you know where they're at?
Oh yeah, I know where the Goldgloves hang out. There's a bar over by the Hawk Band docks called the Salty Lobster. It's
Salty Lobster.
It's actually, it used to be a hotel, and then they kind of converted the front part of it after it went out of business to a bar. They kind of somehow seized control of it from the owners after it went under business-wise, and they opened up the hotel's main bar just as a bar, and then they converted the hotel part to their gang hideout. Though it's a little weird because it's like a 3-story hotel, and they don't got too many members. I'd say no more than 15.
Huh. How cozy. Alright. Alright. Well, that's very helpful. I don't suppose you would want to tag along, would you?
I mean, it'd probably be a good idea. They wouldn't hurt. You know, they're a dangerous bunch, as I'm sure you're aware. But they wouldn't hurt you if you're with me. But just to be, you have some. Where are your friends? You know, the people.
Don't worry.
The lady who looked like she was gonna kill me, and the football man.
Yeah. They'll come along, I'm sure. Like in the back of my head, I'm like, oh yeah, those people. I should get them along. What am I doing? I shouldn't go alone.
Oh, right, them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were involved in this too. They have a hand in this.
Yeah. All right, and then while thinking of people who can help you in your quest, you also remember that one time you ran into a hunter woman who helped you deal with a ghost in a cemetery to get a bag of weed. Do you want to invite her along too?
No, yes, yeah.
You also remember when
We
she
could
fucking
use some
shot the
muscle.
groundskeeper.
Oh yeah.
I feel like she's objectively more useful to have than the insane woman. The woman who contacted you by stabbing a voodoo doll.
She was fearless and crazier than him.
Oh no.
She was his queen.
That's right. I'm the
I
girl
don't know
Joker,
about
baby.
Girl Joker.
I'm Cruella.
Yeah, I guess so. Huh.
Well, there is a flashback mechanic in this game. Anytime you want to play out your parents dying because of a Dalmatian incident, we can do.
My parents were killed by Kaz the First.
Avid Dalmatian lover Kaz the First.
Oh my god.
Anyways, so yeah, Amir, you just gonna invite everyone to your apartment?
Yeah.
Hey, besties, sleepover.
Alright, Oomphy.
Oofies assemble.
So,
Be there or be square.
since this is all, I guess, how should I put this? This is all something that you discussed as part of your little criminal operation that, Eliza, you seem to have a little bit more invested interest in ever since this deal was struck, so I'm assuming you're on board, right?
Yes, it's again, she doesn't like that people are using her frat house for crime, but she doesn't want to get caught and blamed for it.
I still love the idea that, like, without any of this happening, Eliza also, like, started a frat house. Like, just independent of, like, it being used for crime. Like,
I think typically it's like at least like fraternities and sororities need like a faculty sponsor. I don't know about all of them, but I know the
well,
service
like,
fraternity.
I
was a
know
part of
that,
did.
but the idea of Eliza being that person through
Yeah, like,
is
we didn't
extremely
my
funny.
university didn't allow like frat and sorority houses. So I mean I don't know what they're like. So
Oh damn, like at all?
no, it was like against the rules.
Wow, I've never heard of that. That's interesting. I mean, I wasn't in any either, but we had them. And then Chase, you need money still, so I'm assuming you're up for the job, and
Yeah.
you're also looking for money, so I'm sure you're up for the job.
I mean, I'm always looking for money. Yeah.
Okay. Eliza, we're gonna cut to you real fast though.
yeah.
So as part of your little mutual agreement here, you had Liz working with the frat house, or with Gunchoir. I should start using the official name of the actual criminal element of the frat house more.
I
Frat house motherfuckers.
I do
Yeah.
think calling our criminal group the frat house is also really fun.
The boys.
You don't want to cross the frat house. That's like a peak Netflix Daredevil name, like for an episode. Like,
Netflix Riverdale.
or that too. I was thinking just like hearing like fucking someone Daredevil going like, I heard the Punisher just took out the entire frat house after he dealt with the Irish mob. But Liz has been working, taking care of records and stuff like that. I decided to look at the mechanics, and even though technically you're supposed to spend crew upgrade points for stuff, and actually, crew upgrades, we need to do that, but we're not going to do that just yet. But we decided not to do that because we didn't have everyone here last time, but we technically need to choose a crew upgrade thing, so
Ooh.
we'll do that. But I feel like Liz eventually catches wind of, this job is about to go on this weekend where the gold, basically Gunchoir is going to try to patch things over with the Golden Gloves. Or the Golden Gloves. I feel like they probably go by both names. But I think technically they're the Gold Gloves.
The GGs.
Yeah.
The Game Grumps.
Oh no!
Oh no.
But I think she's gonna catch wind of this little news and be like, hey, you're not actually planning on, like, teaming up with them, though, right?
But I'm not.
Okay, I just hope that you're all going into this remembering that a potion deal went south when they demanded way more money than what we were... or way less money than what we were charging, which was already a pretty fair price for what it was. And then when the things didn't go the way they wanted to, they got angry and killed someone.
Yeah, I'm aware. I ideally don't want to deal with them more than I have to.
Okay, just making sure you know what you're getting into. And frankly, I'm kind of fine with us not getting along, regardless of what promises were made. But you know, that's just my opinion. And then she walks to a different part of the office. I say different part of the office as if like faculty at universities have these giant multi-room sweeping offices. But yeah, she doesn't seem super keen about the whole Goldgloves relationship getting smoothed over. I think she is fully content with remaining enemies in spite of Amir's promise that is being enforced by a ghost.
Resenting and remembering.
Yeah. But yeah. Unless you want to do anything else right here, Eliza, we can move to our buddy's apartment here if we want to.
Oh, I will be like, oh, yeah, you don't have to worry about Cecilia's ghost anymore.
But did what happened?
Oh, so like, you ever wonder what happens if you extract the ego from a spirit?
No. But I'm kind of curious now that you bring it up. What happened?
I don't know. I just have this little vial of gas that used to be Cecilia, but now is just a personality-less ghost, and I'm not really sure what happens with it.
Oh. She seems a little distraught that you would even do this.
Oh, she did try to kill me for betraying her, so...
Wait, what?
Well, yeah, so, like, she thought I was gonna, you know, let her kill you, and then I didn't. And then I tried to get her to, you know, go away peacefully, and she really didn't want to do that, so... Gotta do something about her.
Thanks for saving my life, I think?
No problem.
And she's just gonna... I think she's like, I need to get some fresh air, and she's just gonna walk out.
I think that went well. I think that went well. That's Eliza's most successful social encounter in her life.
So
Someone told
You reached
Eliza Banks
level
that's
A.
never happened before.
The character development. Okay.
Eliza's gonna be a stable woman by the time this series is over.
Goes to Denny's without incident.
Looks the waiter in the eye.
Also, before we go further, Dysi, is there like a background hum happen? I don't know if anyone else hears this, but I feel like...
yeah, that's my fish tank. I can't really unplug that. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, no problem. It's not too bad anyways. Here, there we go. So yeah, you all arrive at Amir's apartment. It has
Hello, everyone.
It has been 2 weeks since your first adventure together in the cemetery.
Just like old times.
Yeah. Yeah.
How's everyone been doing?
Bad.
Bad? Oh no.
Business is great, says Ed.
I've microwaved with me, by the way.
Oh yeah, okay, I'll add microwave.
I can't believe you kept that mutt from the
He's
cemetery.
huge!
Oh, he's a good boy. What do you mean? Don't call him a mutt.
Woof woof. Woof woof.
I give him some scratches behind the ear.
He should be nicer to the dog. I literally shot his owner. He's been through a little bit.
You don't really seem to care at the time, though.
Ed looks very confused.
I did what I had to do. It's my job.
Yeah, the
Don't
owner
worry
is a
about it,
werewolf,
Ed.
just to be clear. We're not in
Yeah.
the murder business yet.
Yet.
This is true. We're 3 sessions. Well, we've 2 sessions under our belt and no one's been murdered yet.
No unlawful killing.
So, Ed goes, well, if we start making it to the docks, the docks, if you all keep in mind, are your hunting ground. And I had that marked here with the symbol, but I don't really feel like we need this anymore because we can just remember that the docks are our hunting ground. So what I'm gonna do is say that I think the bar is kind of up here, and you're over in Upper Ashok right now, somewhere in Amir's apartment. Here, hold on, Amir. I'll point out a random spot for your apartment, I suppose.
Move the Totinos roll there.
Yeah.
He has a name.
Does he?
Yeah, Pete Zorrel.
Yeah. This is canon.
Well,
I also realized that none of you can see these names that I'm amending to these. Like, no one can see the nameplates, which kind of sucks.
I can see the cemetery Tilcott residence.
Oh, you
Blizzard's
can?
apartment.
Okay. There was a
yeah,
thing.
I can see those too.
Weird. Okay, there was. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's probably because it's set to controlled by all players. I think you can only see the nameplate if you're controlling the token.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can set it to display to all players.
Ooh.
I think.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. But
Yeah.
so. Yeah, and then the Salty Lobster is the Goldgloves hideout. Did that just not... Oh, yeah, I forgot to check nameplate. But yeah. You can make your way either through Red Torch, then through Stone Chapel. Well, actually, you... Did one of you take the boat? Eliza, you probably would have taken the boat.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you can actually... You have a lot of maneuverability here. You don't have to walk through the industrial part of the
You think
city.
Eliza would walk to Upper Ashwick? She's anemic. I don't actually know what anemia is, but...
You should probably look that up.
You have fucked up blood if you have anemia.
Yeah, it's like you have low iron.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I do actually know what that is. Never mind, I take it back.
So, yeah, do y'all want to just head to the lobster via boat? Or does anyone have anything that they want to do before they officially go over? We're still technically, this isn't even like a mission yet. We're still in the free play phase. I would like everyone to know.
I don't really have anything else I need to do.
I kind of
No, I
figured,
think
but I
we're
just
good.
wanted to ask in case anyone had any ideas outside of the box. Because you never know. So, the one thing here, I think this would be a good time to actually go and take a look at our crew sheet. If everyone goes to the character sheet that just says the crew. So, we advanced our crew advancement tracker all the way last time. And then I believe that means that we need to choose a new special ability. Yeah, that's it, because we need a new special ability. I thought that we upgraded our tier, but I guess no, I don't think we did that yet. No, we're still tier 0, right? That sounds about right.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically what we did is we fully advanced our crew advancement tracker, which means we get a new special ability, which we just wanted everyone to weigh in on. So take a look at the special abilities that are on the crew sheet. Is there anyone who wants to vouch for one of these? And also, there's a veteran special ability thing, which means we can literally just take a different ability from another crew, which if you have your PDF, you can probably find the other crews and their special abilities listed on their proper pages, but we don't have Roll20 sheets for each of them.
Yeah, I know we're technically thieves, but I do feel like we don't do a lot of stealing.
Yeah.
Well, we're thieves, spies, and saboteurs. We did steal the weed back, so...
You're stealthy. Yeah, thieves, spies, and saboteurs, so...
Have we sabotaged anything?
No. But you kinda spied last session, and you kinda thieved in a roundup. You reclaimed. In the first
It's not
session.
stealing when... It belongs to me. It's not stealing.
Yes. I will say, technically, we did establish that Gunfire was already kind of a thing a little bit before this campaign started, and their main thing was stealing stuff from around the Hawkband Docks area. I'm assuming probably stuff coming in, which, you know, would be rife for, like, imported stuff would probably be really rife for stealing and then pawning off, so... Yeah, anyone see anything on this list that appeals to them?
I think synchronized could be a good option, maybe.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, how do
I'll
group
go with
actions
whatever
work?
people want to do.
Group actions basically mean when a bunch of people are trying to do the same thing, you can declare a group action. And if I'm remembering best is capable, you select one leader to basically be the leader of the action, and then everyone rolls. What this means is that everyone who's doing that group action, it basically, everyone succeeds from the success of... Like, basically what it means is that only one person of the group needs to get, like, a 6 for it to be considered a full success. However, for everyone who rolls and gets a failure on the roll, the leader of the group action suffers 1 stress per bad roll.
Okay.
So it basically is a way for one person to lead a group, like a group charge on something, and suffer a little bit of stress damage, but at the higher likelihood of actually succeeding in doing something.
Okay, so it's kind of like Follow the Expert and Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know what that is, but...
No. I read what that was going through the book, but I do not remember the details of it specifically.
Yeah, I do kind of like second story, because I feel like across all the things we do, infiltration is probably
Yeah.
the one consistently useful, or the one consistently useful for every spying, sabotage, and burglary.
Yeah, I think second story would work.
That makes sense.
That sounds...
Yeah, I'm looking. I've been reading through them, and yeah, I think that one's pretty good.
Okay. I think we'll go with second story then. This will actually probably come in handy at this very session. So, there's a good pick.
I'm nothing if not good at looking at what's going on and being like, this seems good.
Yeah. And I need to remember that you all can see ghost structures in the city, which hasn't come up yet, but probably will at some point, because y'all have been doing a bunch of occult shit so far this campaign. So, I guess I kind of should have anticipated that when the very first session started with a ghost. But yeah. I guess you're gonna just boat on over to the Salty Lobster.
Yeah, well, do we want to park ourselves right by the Salty Lobster, or do we want to park, like, a little bit away?
This is a good question.
Probably a little bit away.
We could park maybe in, like, a little bit north somewhere in Stone Chapel, maybe? And then...
I will say Stone Chapel is also a fairly rough area, but it's a little bit there's a lot less crime going on in Stone Chapel than Hawkman Docks. You don't have to worry about the boat possibly being stolen.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And then,
we don't want our Mothman boat being stolen.
yeah. Can you imagine if we have to ask Mothman for another boat?
Mothman don't got another boat. The reason that the boat got sold is because Mothman's like, I don't need a boat. I'm a Mothman.
I have a bow staff.
Yeah. Yeah. Turn that boat into a bow staff.
Yeah, let's park it in Stone Chapel. Do you park a boat? I guess it's anchoring?
Yeah, I mean, as someone who has been on many a boat in my life, I've used the turn of phrase park, and other people have, I've heard many a time, but also, yeah.
It's apparently...
Or just
it's
dock.
called berthing.
I mean, dock.
Fuck that ass.
B-E-R-T-H, not B-I-R-T.
I mean,
We will berth our boat in Stone Chapel.
like docking the boat works too, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, we'll say you find a nice little dock here, and you make your way to the street where the Salty Lobster is located. If I copy paste, will everyone? Oh no, not everyone will come. Hold on.
You mean the shoe repair shop?
Yeah, well that's down the way. Right next to the shoe repair shop is the Salty Lobster.
Oh, okay. Are these people out front okay?
This is again just a general vibe of the area, not.
I know.
It's the grand opening of the shoe shop, and they need to camp outside.
They've been
to get
camping
the
out. It's Black Friday.
Can I have control over microwave?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me. Controlled by Julien. There you go. You should
Alright,
be able to
thank
control
you.
it now.
Yep. All right.
All right. What's our course of action here for smoothing this over, Amir?
Let's see.
This is Ed asking you, not me, the GM.
I mean, who would you think would be the best to approach out of all of these gloves?
If we can get, I know from what I heard from Jack, I think a guy named what was his name? Andrew Doyle seemed to be running the shots here, but he very rarely actually is approachable in the bar itself. But if we can get a backroom meeting with him, I think we'll be in a good spot.
All right. How about we go in and just wing it, I guess.
I also love to wing my meetings with terrorists.
When he says wing it, I look at him like, just winging it?
Yeah, even Eliza is very incredulous.
Don't worry, I got this under control. I've been in the business.
Me walking
This is usually how it goes.
Me walking into Jonestown to prepare for my job interview.
I'm in the business.
The business of what?
Don't worry, the business.
I feel like this is a very specific thing to know what you mean by the business of, because if it's terrorism, that's very concerning.
Yeah.
Eliza, like, make sure I'm not hallucinating what he's saying. like, are you doing this shit too?
Amir puts down his head and just looks up, like, yeah. Yeah.
Ed goes, don't worry, it's a Kasorian thing, you wouldn't understand.
Damn, guess you're right, I don't.
Mendebardians, am I right over here?
High five!
We lost the war.
Woo! We lost the war!
Bring it down low.
Alright. Are you walking in, or did you have any preparations you actually wanted to do?
I do feel like we should maybe determine what the actual goal.
Before we go in, I look inside the window and I look to see if I find anything.
There is, in fact, about 3 people who, if you had to guess, you don't know for sure, but there's like 3 random people just kind of sitting about inside the little tavern. All, like, one's at the bar, and then two others are at different booths or tables, and, like, none of them are seated next to each other. But it does seem like this place does actually double as just, like, a place that people around here go to eat at sometimes. Probably looks a little run down. It's not the nicest place in the joint, but it seems like they get enough customers to stay open. But yeah, you do see every now and again, like, a worker or two walking back into, like, the back hotel area.
Does anything seem off? I can roll for it. And, like, I guess, what's the stat?
I don't even think you need to. I can just tell you up front, nothing seems off in that way. Like, this is just, like, normal. If a person who was none the wiser about the operations going on here were to, like, look through the window, they would just see, like, oh, it's a normal, like, kind of run-down, shitty tavern that, you know, is just making do. But there's nothing outwardly suspicious that you can see from the window.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I open the door.
Okay.
There you go.
And I walk in.
As Chase heads on in, what's everyone else up to?
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, attaboy, let's go. And then I walk in.
Ed follows.
I guess I'm going in too.
Microwave comes in with me too.
Yes.
Eliza reluctantly follows.
As you're walking in, you see a woman from the back of the bar, or working behind the bar, go, "Hey, dog has to stay outside."
Oh. Sorry about that, buddy. And I kind of, like, shoo him off, like, to the outside, and he'll just kind of, like, stay out.
Yeah.
Out front, probably like around here, if this is the building.
He starts to repair these people's shoes. No.
Hands up.
Did you say hands up like he's robbing them?
No, I said hands up like Brian.
Oh. I thought the dog was being a more proficient thief than the rest of the group was. Targeting the innocent of the Hawkman's docks.
Hell yeah! Just like I trained him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyways, you were inside the bar. John Wilkes Booth is not there.
Yet.
But Tifa is.
Yeah.
What do you have to drink?
We got
Anything non-alcoholic?
You got any milk?
fine.
Chase's bones are gonna be strong. He's a
No,
football
I don't want.
player.
I don't want. What else do you have? Like, just like, what do you have that's not alcohol? I don't like the drink. Sorry.
We got some lemonade. Water.
Is that it?
Other types of juices.
I'll have the other types of juices, please.
Okay. Want some grape juice? Big man?
Sure. I'll
Okay.
have grape juice. A small woman.
Eliza's considering leaving Chase to die.
Ed goes, I'll have your finest ale.
Give me the most alcoholic beverage you can.
Alright.
Just fuck me up.
I'm gonna give you the golden special. Actually, that just sounds like piss, but I'm just gonna keep going.
Fermented piss.
Oh no! Oh no!
I mean, hey, it's probably the strongest thing she could have. So
I also
Yeah,
want
it
to give
just
you
tastes
stronger
like
stuff.
piss. Thanks, it is.
Eliza, are you ordering anything, or do you not drink?
Eliza probably doesn't drink.
Is Eliza
Can you
straight edge?
imagine- I don't think she's straight edge so much as just like, even she's aware that whatever she's like when she is drunk is probably insufferable. Although,
Yeah.
of course, insufferable to her probably means she gets so drunk she turns into a regular person.
You know, that's how it be for some folk. Yeah.
Glass of our finest piss. Oh, this is great. Thanks, I made it myself.
Oh no.
God damn. Oh god.
So, she goes, honestly, don't often get large groups coming around to the Salty Lobster. What brings you to this part of the docks? You sailors?
You know, we're here. We got a boat.
More of a business meeting, we should say.
Business meeting.
Yes. Business. And I give a glance to Ed. Hey.
Yeah, I'm Jack's cousin, if you remember Jack. And she kind of nods and goes, "Oh yeah."
Did you know Jack?
Who? Who is that a question to?
I was just making a joke.
Oh, okay. I
Bad
wasn't
one,
sure.
but-
I wasn't sure.
It's the bad one. Disregard.
It's hard to follow up the golden. Never mind.
Yeah.
So, she goes, "Oh, yeah, I'm not sure if Jack ever told you about me. I'm Carol." And Ed kind of goes, "I think I maybe heard your name once before, but yeah, these are friends of mine, and we just wanted to talk to you about business, as my friend Amir said here." And Carol kind of turns to you, Amir, and says, I think I sense a hint of Kasorian in your accent."
So you catch on.
Well, and any Kasorian's a friend of mine.
I'm glad we agree on that.
Amir just starts having a fucking stroke.
Yeah, the golden special is way too much for me to handle.
No, were you already stoned coming into here? So are you like, is it
Are
too
you
much for you to handle while
cross-faded?
you're also stoned?
Amir does not address this at all.
Super,
Like
Super
everything
Saiyan level 2. Ultra instinct Amir.
Amir in like an hour is gonna be like, guys, I'm too high.
Why are we talking to terrorists?
Like right in front of them.
So, she's gonna lean over to you, Amir, and whisper, but like still loud enough that Chase can hear, "What's up with the Mendabardians?" Referring to your 3 non-Kasorian.
Kind of like look. I'll look at her and I'll take a sip of my grape juice.
You could not have made yourself seem like more of a loser.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay, you won the war.
Yeah. It's okay. I mean, I won the war. Yeah, you're right.
Fucking loser, but we won.
All for imperialism, baby.
Fuck yeah, imperialism.
Anyways, what are you saying, Amir?
Oh, don't you worry about it. These are my underlings, as it were.
Right. Well, let me talk to my boss real quick. I take it you're here to talk to Mr. Doyle.
Of course. Yes.
All right. She's
Take your time. Take your time.
She is going to whisper to a dude who I don't have a token for, but I'll just take one from the token library. Yeah. This guy is gonna So she basically like grabs this dude as like I said, people have kind of been walking in and out of the back room. She's just gonna grab a hold of this guy, whisper some stuff in his ear. He's gonna nod and just kind of hang out in front of the door. And like you could tell he is very clearly there to like supervise you all, but also is trying to make it seem like he's not here to keep an eye on you, but he's doing a very bad job of it. As she walks into the back. So yeah, you're all left to wait as Carol Jenkins goes to retrieve Mr. Doyle.
What's his first name?
Just gonna keep on
Andrew Doyle.
Subordinates? Really, Amir?
Andy Doyle. Alright.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. They take it easier if they know that the trustworthy are on top.
Are you alright there? Are you alright
Oh
there?
my
Amir?
god!
I kinda like pat him on the back, you know, like.
When you said "don't worry," all I could imagine was Amir doing the Pacha Emperor's New Groove. Like,
I'm looking around. I'm looking around the bar for like a small trash can.
Okay, you find one in the corner.
All right, I grab it and I like keep it on the side, just ready, just in Amir needs it.
Okay.
Oh, he's just like, if you're gonna do that in the toilet. They don't want to clean that up.
He might not make it there in time.
You can hurry him over there if you think he's gonna vomit.
I mean, it's sometimes you just don't expect it, you know?
Sometimes
We're
it's
meeting with terrorists. You guys suck at this.
sometimes it's too late.
Eliza,
They're not terrorists, they're our friends!
Eliza who has no tact or social understanding. Even she comprehends.
Here's the trash can, by the way.
Alright.
It has trash.
Listen, I
All
couldn't
right.
get anything that wasn't bird's eye perspective that wasn't this. Or tipped over. Also, this is here when I typed in trash can, so thank you, Roll20.
Yeah, there's just like a rusty car in the bar too.
20 years before its time.
Microwave, look out!
Oh no!
Oh
no!
So, suddenly, this guy walks in as you hear him get kind of called over, and then Carol kind of pops back in. And she goes back to the bar, and she just says, you can go back there.
I give a nod and I just walk in.
Are we all
Lead the
going,
way,
or is it just him?
master.
I say to Amir, I'm like, are you gonna be alright?
Don't worry.
Yeah, that's a good question. Are you all going in, or is it just Amir and Ed?
Concerned.
I'll get the trash can just in case he needs it.
Eliza sees Chase grabbing the trash can and just glares at him.
I don't even notice it.
I'm going in because I'm concerned for Amir.
Eliza, are you staying out or going in?
Eliza will go in.
Okay.
Right.
Chase wheels in the trash can very noisily.
The room is silent, and you just hear the creaky ass wheel.
And like, I feel like the floorboards of this place are old as shit too, so it's just like everyone's looking, you know?
Eliza looks at
The
Carol to
squeaky
see
sound
what her
effect.
reaction is.
Carol's just kind of shaking her head like, oh my fucking god.
Fucking Rendobardians.
So, I feel like Amir and Ed are taking the lead, and Chase is probably.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Kind of like following behind with the trash can.
Yeah. So yeah, the interior of this place has not been taken care of. It's pretty fucking disgusting. Shit's just peeling off the walls. Part of like the ceiling leading to the upper floors is just like a straight up hole there. Like if someone was walking down one of the upper hallways and didn't know where the holes were, they could fall through. just all forms of OSHA compliance not being adhered to. This is peak criminal hideout, if you ever had to imagine one.
And this looks worse than the frat house.
You see a man with...
Like, with how messy it is there, like, anything interesting that's, like, around?
There's a lot of stuff that seems to have been left over from when this was an actual hotel. It seems like anything of value they don't keep, because you're kind of walking through, like, basically the back. I feel like the back hallway that you went through leads to, like, some kitchens, and then beyond that is, like, a main, like, lobby of, like, an actual hotel with, like, the door that used to be the main entrance to the place, like, barred shut. And it seems like if they have anything that they're keeping around this place, they don't keep it out there in case one of their customers were to randomly wander. You feel like anything that would be important seems to be kept out of view, or at least out of immediate view. Like, you'd need to weasel your way in here and, get yourself possibly into trouble if you were trying to look for anything that they were up to. But yeah, kind of in a little offshoot hallway, you see a man with wrapped up in red robes, red headband, red eyes, jet black hair.
Holy shit, it's Dracula.
No, he hasn't appeared just yet. This appears to be Andrew Doyle.
I don't have any words at the moment, so I'm just like nodding, like, yeah, hello.
Sure
Hello,
is.
Andrew.
Hello.
Sure is.
What brings you to the city of Knoxbury, friend?
Oh, well, you see, I hold up my hand, and on my hand is the oath that I made to good old Grandma. We heard about a, shall we say, situation with the gloves and a certain old woman in the woods. And now, it isn't much of my personal business, as to say. They've struck a deal, as it were, and I believe that all parties can benefit from this. You wouldn't happen to know about what I'm referring to now, would you?
Well, I wasn't a big fan of how my subordinates handled that situation. I heard they did one of the the young witches in after that deal went bad. But
Of course.
I kind of assumed they were just pissed off and gonna hex us or something.
I see.
What did you say, Claire, by the way?
I should have kept Cecilia's ego and brought her back.
Yeah, she would be pissed.
Yeah, she'd be like, look at him.
Well, that makes things all the easier then. I suppose I will get down to the gist of it. In exchange for getting the heat off of them, as it were, the, shall we say, the Witch Alliance has agreed to supply us, and as a favor, we may be able to serve you in return for this, as it were.
Oh, sometimes miracles fall into your hands. I need a crew
Yes.
for an operation coming up, and I was too worried about risking my own personnel, as it were.
An operation.
Yeah, not too
Sounds
far
like a
from here.
plan.
Have you ever heard of, and then he dramatically flicks back his hair with one hand, Whale Killer Wilma?
Ah, Whale Killer. I've heard the name, the stories, but
Yes.
never in full.
One of the most famous smugglers here at the Hawkband docks. Used to have her own boat and crew and everything. Whaling operation went bad, she killed the fucking thing with a harpoon. Incredible. Don't know if it's true or not, but she's running her own gang here down by the docks, and let's just say we have a contact near where their hideout is located. They kind of have a deal going where they have a little boat shack that they keep their smuggling boat nearby, and they pay up to the owner of the property so that they ignore their operations and kind of give them cover from the local authorities. And
Right.
we just heard through the grapevine of our friends who own the property that they received a very interesting package, which is addressed to the... I keep going to the copy page for the factions because I saved it as a backup, but no, it actually is a package that was addressed to Lord Asher Gordon. And while it didn't have any information about the sender, it appears to have been an imperial box from the court of the Immortal Emperor himself. So that's something big. Let me just pull up, actually, the little description I have of our friend Lord Asher Gordon here. Because Lord Asher Gordon is a relatively famous noble, or aristocrat would probably be the better term, in the city of Knoxbury. And he's known specifically for being weird. Let me pull up the custom setting notes. And...
Yeah, he and Eliza have something in common.
That's true.
So, Lord Asher Gordon is a sickly, reclusive, wealthy aristocrat who inherited a large sum of money from his parents after they died from a mysterious illness that didn't seem to actually be the werewolf plague that was around 7 years ago. He's approaching his late 30s by now, but many have noted that he still looks fairly young, and because of his reclusive, strange nature, and the fact that he doesn't appear to be affected by age, some speculate that he might be an apostle, which has made people terrified of him. Again, I know
An apostle, like what kind of apostle?
So apostle, I was about to say, apostle is the term in this setting that basically translates to vampire.
So like a dead apostle.
Kind of. There you go. You solved it, Julien. You solved it. Yeah. This guy is allegedly a Tsukihime.
Okay.
Did you say he was old, but he's like 30?
Well, he's getting into
I'm
his
projecting.
He doesn't seem to be. I might have, but what I really meant to say is he's reaching his like late 30s, but like he still looks like he's in his 20s, which I feel like that would be something people would notice. Which like
Sus.
it could either be this dude just has a god tier skincare routine, or there's something going on there.
Honey, what ablutions do you do?
Yeah, nobles are known for having healthy bloodlines.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a package that was apparently smuggled by this crew, led by Will Killer Wilma, that is supposed to be sent to him, and it appears to be sent from the court of the Imperial, or the Imperial Court itself, straight from the court of the Immortal Emperor, the man in charge of the whole empire that the Kingdom of Mendebard and now the Kingdom of Casoria are now a part of, and who knows what the Immortal Emperor or one of his many underlings could want with Lord Asher Gordon here, but it's probably something to do with his plans to one day invade the heavens, which is the entire purpose of this empire, at least according to the Emperor.
I see.
So, we do this for you, and you're done with Grandma Agnes's Book Club?
Yeah, we probably won't do business with them again, but we also won't be on edge, let's say, if we run into them in the city.
All right.
Clean
That
slate.
is fine. That is fine with us.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think with that, that's a done deal.
You
Thank
still
very
doing
much
all
for
right there,
having us.
Amir?
As soon as you ask this, Amir like goes straight to the can.
Yeah. I open it up for him. And I'm like angling it so that it's like going in there completely, you know.
I need to tell Carol to stop making these drinks so strong.
I give Doyle a thumbs up.
Yeah, what was in that golden special?
If I told you, I'd have to kill you. Then he does finger guns.
Eliza genuinely believes that.
Once Amir's done, I'm just gonna give Andrew the trash can.
I don't. He like opens this door and like shoves the trash can in and closes the door. I'll have one of my underlings deal with that. I'll give you a map of Wilma's now. I'll tell you right here and now. Wilma's place is right next to the Kasorian consulate, where the ambassador lies and all the various Kasorian diplomats. This is not Andrew explaining this, but me as the GM. Most of the consulates for the different kingdoms that are part of the Emperor, or part of the Empire, and even some nations outside of the Empire, tend to be in the wealthier parts of town and not the scumbag docks where all the smuggling and crime occurs. But because the Kasorian kingdom does not, let's say, have the healthiest relationship with the rest of the Empire for reasons I think are pretty obvious by now, their consulate is located down by the pier of the docks. Just as a proper fuck you to the kingdom that relationships are still kind of sour on.
Right. Makes sense. Right. Is this prep time? Is it operation time?
I think it's prep time.